News out of Baton Rouge. LSU freshman running back JT Lindsey has turned himself in on 2 felony charges tied to a murder. This is a major blow to the LSU football roster just weeks before the 2025 season kicks off. But before we dive into this video, please hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on that bell notification button so you can stay up to date on all the latest drops from this channel. All right, let's jump into the video. Now, y'all might be saying, Double D, Daryl, who is JT Lindsey? Okay, let me tell you who JT Lindsey is, okay? JT Lindsey is a 4-star recruit from Alexandria, Louisiana. So he right here from the crib. I live in Lafayette, Louisiana. He right up the road, an hour away, right, in Alexandria, Louisiana. The dude was considered, and still is considered, one of the best running backs in the nation. He was the winner of the 2024 Warrick Dunn Award. They give that award to the top junior running backs in the nation. He was expected to be a big part of the LSU backfield of the future with K. Durham, Hollenberry, right? The kid brings speed, power, and depth to the Tigers offense. But now, instead of gearing up for his first season in Baton Rouge, he's facing some serious legal troubles. All right, so the charges. According to LSU police, Lindsey is charged with 2 felony counts of accessory after the fact to second-degree murder. The authorities say that he allowed 2 men, 17-year-old Shamel Jacobs and 18-year-old Keldrick Jordan, to stay in his on-campus apartment for nearly 2 weeks. Both men were wanted for the May 2025 shooting death of 17-year-old Corey Brooks in Alexandria. Rest in peace to that young man. So when U.S. Marshals arrested the suspects in Lindsey's apartment on August 4th, they reportedly found multiple firearms, 2 AR-15 rifles, a Draco, and a Glock. Now, for my older LSU fans, right, or my just older fans in general that's not really connected to these nicknames and all that of these firearms, a Draco is pretty much a mini AK-47. You can put it in your backpack. I mean, I've seen guys tuck it in their pants, but it's like a miniature version of a AK-47. It shoots 7.62 rounds, right? So we're talking some serious firepower that the U.S. Marshals found in Lindsey's apartment on August 4th. This is not a good look for Lindsey whatsoever. Now, JT Lindsey's attorney says he had no idea that these men was wanted for murder. That's what JT Lindsey told his attorney, and insists that his client had no involvement in the crime. They said Lindsey is fully cooperating, which he should, with authorities, and plan to fight the charges in court. And I agree with him, because we're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, right? But under Louisiana law, being a accessory after the fact, which that's what they're charging him with, means you knowingly help someone avoid arrest, trial, or punishment after they committed a felony, right? So the legal question will be whether or not the prosecutors can prove Lindsey knew about the murder charges when he let them stay in his apartment on LSU's campus. All right, so from a football perspective, right, this news definitely hits hard. While Lindsey wasn't expected to start immediately, his absence does affect the depth charts at LSU, right, in that running back room. And it puts LSU in the headlines for all of the wrong reasons right before the season began. And allow me just to preach real fast, right? Over the last couple of years, LSU has had problems with their running backs. Trey Holly had some issues with, some gun violence and all of that stuff right now. I know he's still fighting that. He ended up pretty much having to transfer or go over to Southern, and I hope the young man does well, right? I hope that he can beat all of this stuff, put it behind him, have a successful 4 years at Southern, and get drafted to the pros, graduate with his degree, whatever his goals is in life, right? I hope that he can maintain that. He can obtain those goals, right? I'm talking about Trey Holly. But now you're talking about another LSU running back, JT Lindsey, right? Now, I don't know if it was a case of bad judgment, or he just wasn't thinking right, or maybe he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, right? Or maybe he just invited those guys to the right place at the wrong time, however you want to spin it, because they did come to his apartment where he live at, right on campus at LSU. But you know, I just hope that I want to believe that. Well, I believe in our legal system. I do, and I do believe that everyone is innocent until proven guilty. So hopefully he's telling the truth, that he did not know what these two suspects was up to, what they did. Right, and you know, he's cleared, right? So he can be able to, you know, if he don't play for LSU, right, they decide to, like, because he is suspended, if they decide to, you know, kick him off the team or whatever, hopefully he still can play football, go to college, get his degree, maybe even go to the pros, but be able to be in a position to get his education to better himself, right? So hopefully it was just a case of bad judgment. But I'm curious to know what y'all think. Drop y'all thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on that bell notification button so you don't miss any updates on this developing story. All right? Until next time, go Tigers, and I'm out.